Hi guys, today we are going to look at the biography of somebody famous. At this point, you've written your notes, your graphic organizer is pretty full, you know everything about your person, or at least to the extent that we've collected information. So now that you have your famous person in all your notes, we need to figure out how is it that all that information is going to translate into words. So I wanted to take the time to show you an example of a biography. So when we look at this model piece, you're looking at the writing that you will be doing. So yours should look something like that. Notice that each of these has a subtitle. So we have divided this writing into different pieces. So in this case, we're talking about Barack Obama, who was the president of the United States for 8 years. So because he is a famous person, look at this. Though I didn't put introduction as a title, I could, as a subtitle, sorry, I could. Okay. Obviously, you would have a title with the name of your person here. And then you start very easily introducing the person. Okay. So in this case, this is common knowledge. Barack Obama, the president of the United States, was the president of the United States for 8 years, is a man who has shown grit in his early life as well as in his later years. President Obama's grit has allowed him to accomplish many rewarding moments in life. So that's a nice, simple introduction. Notice that I just used 2 sentences. I didn't need to overdo it, but I used 2 sentences that kind of summarize why is he famous, right? Why do we know him? Obviously, I'm going to get into detail about his life, but I am focusing on one attribute that this person has shown. This is something that you can do in your introduction when you're talking about your person. Did your person show grit? Did it show um, courage? Did it show heroism? I mean, you guys can pick any attribute and then give it to the person, and then you can make that introduction, that topic sentence that introduces the person, which is the last sentence in your introduction, about those attributes that he showed throughout his life. So obviously you will have different sections. I would think that you should have about 4 or 5 sections would be ideal for this. So you would have more than just 3 body paragraphs. They don't need to be long. Notice that in this case, my early life might be longer than my education, because education, you only do so much for school, right? So some of those sections might be longer than others, but we want to touch on all the information that we can get. So I had early life and parents. Because I didn't have enough information to just put the parents in one section, I combined both of them from my graphic organizer and created a nice paragraph. Then I talked about his childhood, then his education, then the 2008 presidential election, which is the election where he won the presidency, then the first 100 days of his presidency, and the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, I could have combined these together and talk about his presidential election and presidential life, and that would have been completely okay. Notice that at the end, I only have 1 sentence that shows, kind of concludes and wraps up my whole thing. My conclusion for an for a biography does not need to be too long, because I've already talked about him in extents in a lot of words. So I need to make sure that I just wrap up my thoughts, um, and then I will have a really nice biography. Notice also that I only wrote 1 page. I don't need to write a ton. I just need to make sure that it's to the point and it's clear. So make sure that yours has that same way. Um, Please notice that when I talked about the early life, I call him fully by name. Then I talked about where he was born, when he was born. I talked about his parents, their ethnicity, where he grew up, what happened to the mom and dad. So that kind of deal. So that's like pre-toddler life, right? This is like when he is born and the parents, even the parents before he's born, you can talk about that. Then the childhood really starts at some point with toddler. Was he sick or anything that was in your notes that would stand out? Okay. Um, could it be that you don't have enough information about his childhood? Of course. So maybe you have an early life and parents education and something else here. Your sections will kind of guide based on how much information you have. So make sure that you look at this, that you read it thoroughly on your own, and that will give you an idea of what your biography should be written like. Good luck.